What up, folks? Welcome back to ULTRAZILLA Toys, and today I have a review of the PLAYMATES Toys VOLTRON Legendary Defender Voltron Pilots Lance, Keith, and Shiro. I picked up these basic figures on Amazon this past week, and I probably paid a little bit too much for them. Amazon is selling them for $14.99 each, and they should be about $8.99 or $9.99 depending on where you get them. All I've seen so far is that Walmart has gotten them, and they've kind of not gotten a lot of stock yet of them. So far hard to find, but as these things usually are at the very beginning, distribution waves are always weird, so please be on the lookout for them at your local toy store, and try to pay less for them is what I'm going to tell you right off the bat. I've seen a lot of scalpers selling them on eBay for way too much too. Please do not be fooled. These guys are basic figures, which means there's going to be a lot of them, you know, so they'll be out there, guys. If wave 1 of the basic figures was any indication, they're going to be out there for a while. These are about 5-inch figures or so. Here's some size comparisons. First, we're going to bring in the basic lions. That, you know, here we go. Here's some basic lions for you. Color-coded basic lions. There you go. These guys were sort of customized. The basic lines that I have personally, I got them in a little bit of a lot, and I will be reviewing those soon as well. But these guys, you know, let's keep doing the size comparisons. I do have one more lion here, bigger red lion. This is the big combiner, so you see how they scale with that. I'm not going to bring in the rest of the lions for that. Here's some other figures. This is Manga Ultraman, Solitaire from Articulated Icons, Super Saiyan Goku Awakening version. Oh, Lance fell down. Oh my god, and Keith fell down too. This always happens to me. It's okay. R2-D2 from Figuarts, and we'll end the size comparisons there and get these guys up. So let's look at the shield first, because all three of these guys come with this shield, this clear shield. It's kind of like an energy shield that they form. Actually really nice. I really like it. I like the sculpt. I like the clear blue plastic, or like kind of like a seafoam almost. Looks more blue, I think, in my viewfinder here than it does for real, but it's nice, you know. It's a nice little shield. As you can see with Shiro, he still has his. Fits in their hands just like that. Pretty cool. And honestly, that's all we have to look at with that. Lance, let's look at Lance, since I have him here. So these guys, you know, before we really start, the face sculpts on these guys are and the paint on them all of their bodies are So, but I feel like Lance fares the best as far as the face sculpt goes. But let's take off his helmet, and these guys have removable helmets, which is pretty cool. I like that. Here's Lance's helmet. Paint is a little messy there, but it has a nice clear plastic in front to cover his eyes. Very soft plastic, but fits on his head pretty good. And taking a look at his weapon here, it's decent. Got some blue in there, and the white, and the black. It's okay. I kind of like this. Not bad at all. Alright, so Lance. Head sculpt. I think that's okay, you know? It's not perfect. None of these guys are perfect. But as far as represented in the cartoon, it's okay, you know? Like, I've I feel like the resemblance is there enough. His eyes look good. His hair looks good. I like his nose a lot. You know, is it exact? No. But it's not bad. So the paint is okay on his head. Now, the body sculpts on these guys, I believe they're all the same body sculpt. Just in different color. Actually, it looks like Shiro's bigger. But I'm thinking these have to be reused. Yeah. For sure, Lance and Keith have the same body. Shiro's definitely bigger, I can see from here. And, you know, I think the sculpting on the suits are nice, actually. You know, the armor does look cool as far as sculpt goes. All throughout, I like his boots, his knee pads, everything. His belt. Voltron V. There, looks good. Yeah, gauntlets look nice. So, not bad in the sculpt department. But it's the paint that suffers. The paint here is fine, comes out a little bit there. Now again, I know these are basic figures, but having gotten a few turtle basics from Playmates, they're not bad. So they could have done better. Gets really messy at his legs. Look at that, at his thigh. That is a real mess there. The belt is okay. It's not bad. More mess. They just did really badly here. On the legs in particular. So this piece of armor really got messy. And then on the boots here as well, the blue kind of trickles over onto the white. And same thing with these straps here. It's just, I couldn't paint within the lines. I don't know, it's just really not well done. It's unfortunate. The arms are a little better. But is what it is. That's, again, the reasoning why I'm saying these figures are not worth 15 bucks each. And they're small too, as you've seen. Very, very small. And articulation is very limited. Head here on a ball joint, but it's really high up, so you don't get that much movement in there. A little swivel, really. A little side to side, a little bit back and forth, but not much. Swivel hinge on the shoulder, but you don't get that much range of motion. No bicep swivel. You do get some elbow swivel there and a single jointed elbow. And then you get a swivel at the wrist and nothing in his waist at all. You get this hinge up here. That's a little odd, but it works. You can get kicked back pretty far and forward pretty far. And then it's attached inside there as a ball joint. I believe it's a ball joint. I don't know, actually, is it? It's attached in there, so and you do get a little more movement. Just hard to tell because it's really set in there. Single jointed knee, and you do get a little articulation there at the knee, and nothing in his feet. And that goes the same with the rest of the guys. So, it's a really simple one as far as articulation goes. But overall, I don't mind Lance. I think, as far as his face goes, I think he's pretty cool. Taking a look at Keith now. Let's take a look how he looks here with his helmet on. I think Keith suffers the worst of the likeness. I'll get to that in a second. We'll look at his helmet first. Again, kind of sloppy here, paint-wise. It's a little bit of a shame. It's a lot of a shame, actually. He comes with the shield, of course, and then his blade. I think they did okay with the weapons. So pretty cool there. It looks good with the red and the blue. The hilt looks good. It looks nice, and he holds it pretty well. Let's look at the head sculpt. It's not a bad head sculpt. It's just, I'd say, the furthest from the model. The eyes are painted well though, but then the hair is kind of messy. As you can see, it's not all filled in there. Bah. Could be a lot better. His armor up here is a little messy as well. His belt buckles, not the belt buckle, but the belt kind of is a little like hairy, I would say. As far as the paint goes, they just did not do a good job with this. They could not paint within the lines. They had to mask themselves better or something. Oof. I mean, I hate to be completely negative, but that's no good, guys. You know? So, this articulation is exactly the same as Lance's articulation, so no need to say much about that. And unfortunately, the less is said about Keith, you know, the better. He's definitely so far the worst of the three of the team. We haven't seen Pidge or Hunk yet. I guess they're gonna. I'm not sure if they're on the back of the, you know, paper here, but there's no indication that anybody's seen them out. There's Hunk. There's Pidge. You know, everybody. Cannon Fire Voltron is the one that's out right now as well. I don't know if they're holding back on these or what the deal is, but yeah, I don't think so because I feel like they wouldn't be here then. I'm not sure if they're just out there yet. Let's take a look at Shiro. There's a shield again. They all have the same shield again. It's pretty cool. Now Shiro, has this regular hand in package. You know, looks good. And then he comes with his like energy fist, which I really like on the show. And I really like this overall. I think it's pretty cool. You know, it's just a big fist with some pink on it. But it gradiates really well. And the sculpt is pretty nice, so I can't fault it. I think it's pretty decent. You know, I kind of like that. So, pretty cool. Helmet. Again, same deal. Sloppy helmet. These guys really could stand for a nice repaint. Head sculpt. I think this, again, looks better than Keith, but not as good as Lance. You know, there's something just a bit off on his face. His hair looks good, though. You know, besides that scratch right there. And he's got a scratch at his chin, which bothers me. But the scar is there. It's pretty bold. It looks fine. Yeah. I mean, it's okay. I think the shape is right. Just something is just a tad off. As far as the paint on his body, and this is a little bit bigger of a body. It's okay on his chest. A little bit messy there, and there. Belt buckle looks good. For the most part, I think the belt buckles were all done pretty well. So that's good. Got a scratch over here. Legs are slightly better here, right? I have to say legs are slightly better. Yeah, feet buckles as well. So that's cool. Let's look at the articulation on this guy just in case there's anything different. I don't think there is. Well, I mean, over here you do have the swivel up higher just because it comes off. And that's the same. Oh no, actually you do have an extra swivel there. So you do get an extra little swivel, so that's different. But nothing anywhere else, so. Now, I feel like Shiro sits a little differently, and I'm gonna point that out because we are getting lions that, yeah, Shiro definitely sits a little bit differently. I guess because the body mold is a little different and bigger. Because we are getting lions that the pilots can sit in. Although I'm not 100% sure if those lions are going to come with separate pilots or if these are going to be the ones. Like, Keith and Lance definitely are made to sit in there. Shiro is going to have a problem if this is the ones that are going to sit in there. I'm not sure, though. It was kind of unclear to me as to what exactly they were doing. But there you go, guys. That's my review of these three. They're not bad, but they're not great. And they're definitely not worth the price I paid for them. But I wanted to get them right away. I wanted to get this review out right away, so paid a little more. Is what it is. You know, I'm a Voltron, you know, a huge Voltron fan, so don't mind getting them this way. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend them to you to get them that way. Definitely hold off. Make sure you get them for about $10. That's what, you know, they're supposed to be. If you get them on a deal, that would be even better. But that's all I got on this review, guys. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts on these guys and on the Voltron Legendary Defender toys by Playmates themselves. And please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, peace out, peeps.